Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see some of your faces this morning. If you have a block and a strap, feel free to grab those for your practice this morning. If you don't have either, that's absolutely fine. You might even use a scarf if you don't have a strap. And if you don't have a block, you could even use 2 or 3 books, hardback cover books, but it's not essential. And I thought we might start off in a seated position this morning, but of course, if you would like to lie down, if you're very low in energy, that's absolutely fine. So just take these first few moments to gather what you need for your practice. And sitting with a nice, tall, straight spine, or lying down if that's better for you in this moment. You might like to close the eyes, just softening the skin of the face, softening the shoulders. And just taking these first few moments to notice what you are currently experiencing. Just allowing everything to be as it is in this moment. Nothing to change or fix or make better. Nothing needs to be different. Complete acceptance for how you are right now in this moment. So just let things settle. Thought we might work just with a few rounds of a cleansing breath. We worked with this a couple of weeks ago. I heard it recently referred to as the waterfall breath. So we're going to take our awareness to the base of the spine. And as we breathe in, we're going to imagine the breath flows up the back of the spine, back of the neck, the back of the head, coming up to the crown top. And then on the exhalation, the breath flows down the front of the face and we blow the breath out through the mouth. So it's like the waterfall, water breath energy flowing out. So we're breathing up the spine, back of the head to the crown top. And then the breath flows over the forehead and then we blow the breath out through the mouth. Let's do a couple more of these. Breathing in. And breathing out. Last one. And then I invite you to allow the left side of your body to look at the right side. And then allow the right side of your body to look at the left. So again, let the left side of your body look at the right side. And let the right side of your body look at the left. So just continue this switching for a few more moments. Left side looking at right side. And right side looking at left. What do you notice about the two sides? And then leave this practice and with your eyes closed, let's start to draw the infinity sign. So a sideways figure 8 in your mind's eye. Trying not to tense the face or the mouth as you do this. and then reversing directions. Good. And then let's bring the palms of the hands together and we'll rub the palms until they feel nice and warm. And let's cover our eyes with our palms. Just keep the eyes closed. Just relaxing there, continuing to breathe. So our intention this morning is to focus on creating balance within ourselves, physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically. So balancing left and right, feminine and masculine, work and play, effort and surrender, soft and hard, open and closed. If the palms are getting a little bit cool, you might like to do that again. So rub the palms quite vigorously, and then again, you can just cover the eyes. And as you do this, you might like to ponder for a moment, is balance important to me? Am I living a balanced life? What might be out of balance? So each of us is prone to fall out of balance in our own way. To maintain balance requires that we value and prioritize balance. It requires intention, mindfulness, and self-discipline. We need to give out and we need to replenish. We need to be a bit light-hearted and playful at times, and we also need to be determined and disciplined. So we're going to work now with the most wonderful breath practice to help us create balance, which is Nadi Shodhana Pranayam, alternate nostril breathing. So just making sure, first of all, that we are sitting in a balanced way. So looking for symmetry through the body. Feel that you're balanced evenly on both sit bones, or if you're lying down, just make sure that you're lying in a nice straight line, not leaning to one side. And then we're going to take a hand up. So usually our dominant hand. So this is my right hand. I'm not mirroring you now. If you find the arm tires, you can always use the opposite hand to support the elbow as you work with this. So we're covering the tip of the right nostril with the right thumb, the index and middle fingers on the bridge of the nose, and the ring finger on the tip of the left nostril. So let's begin by exhaling all breath. Closing the tip of the right nostril and breathing in through the left. Closing the left nostril and exhale right. Breathing in through the right nostril. Close right and exhale left. Inhaling left nostril. And exhaling right nostril. So just find a rhythm that works for you this morning. Breathing in through the right nostril. Close right and exhale left nostril. Now, if you like, we're going to add some words to this, or a sound, a syllable. So on the next inhale, hear the sound ha. And as you exhale, the sound tha. So breathing in, the sound is ha. And breathing out, the sound is Tha. So let's work with this a couple more rounds. Ha symbolizing our sun energy. It's the masculine, it's a heating part of the breath, it's extroverting, it's dynamic, it's connected to the left side of the brain and the sympathetic nervous system. Tha symbolizing our moon energy. So the cooling, feminine, more introverted energy connected to the right side of the brain and the parasympathetic nervous system. So the next time you exhale through the left nostril, just release the hand down, sit quietly with the eyes closed, and just take a few breaths now, imagining there's a pyramid here or a triangle, and your two nostrils are the sides. So you're breathing up the two sides of the pyramid to your third eye. And as you exhale, you send the breath back down the two sides of the pyramid. Continuing to hear the sounds ha as you breathe in and tha as you breathe out. Okay, let's gently now release the practice. If you're lying down, I invite you to bring the knees in towards the chest and just start to rock from side to side. And I'm going to come back to meet you on my mat. We're going to move into wheeling the body. So you can either be sitting in a cross-legged position or with the legs in more of a diamond shape, if that's better for you this morning. And if you know this practice, you can get right into it. So you can just begin in your own time. So starting off with a nice tall spine, hands just resting lightly on your knees. And around we go. Now, if you like, you can continue to keep the eyes closed and directing your gaze to the center of your forehead, to Ajna Chakra. We call this Shambhavi Mudra, eyebrow center gazing, helping to quieten and calm the mind, bringing our attention to one point. You might like to turn the sides of the mouth up slightly. Gentle smile on your lips. And then the next time you come forward, let's have a little bit of a stretch forward. And slowly come up. So if your legs are crossed, we'll bring the other leg in front. And we're circling now in the opposite direction. Your gaze, your drishti to the center of your forehead, Shambhavi Mudra. Good, and again, the next time we come forward, let's stay there for 2 or 3 breaths. Just softening the shoulders, keep the skin of the face soft. And then slowly come up. Inhale, float your arms out to shoulder height. And we're going to tip over to the left side. Breathing ourselves back to center, lengthen up through the crown top and tipping over to the right side. Good. Breathing. Work at your own pace, a nice flowing movement, stretching now the sides of the body. Notice how the sides are feeling this morning. Do they feel the same or does it feel quite different on one side compared to the other? Let's do one more to each side. And then come back to center. And as you exhale, bring your hands to rest over your heart. Good. So we're going to move into a twist. As we breathe in, we're going to take the arms out to shoulder height, but just have the palms facing up, soft palms, as though you're holding something precious. And then as we exhale, we're turning to the left. So left fingers behind you on the floor, head moves last, and we'll stay here for one breath. And then we breathe ourselves back to center, soft palms, relaxed shoulders, and we twist to the right and we stay for a breath. So let's keep going. Breathe in, soft palms, and twisting to the left. This time we'll stay for 2 breaths. Breathe yourself back to center. And twisting to the right. Again, 2 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. This is our last one. We're staying for 3 breaths this time. Some of you might like to wrap that left arm now around your back, reaching for your right thigh. To center when it's time. And twisting to the right. 3 breaths. Inhale back to center. And hands to your heart. And take a breath or 2 here. Release the hands, and we're going to stretch the legs out. So we're coming into Dandasana, and we're going to make just soft palm fists with the hands. And as we exhale, we're going to tap down the outside of the legs. And as we breathe in, up the inside of the legs. Exhaling down the outsides and inhaling up the inside. So let's do this a few more times. Good. And release, give the hands a bit of a shake. And we're just going to scrunch up our toes. So just the toes. And you might also like to make strong fists with the hands. And then we'll spread the fingers wide and see if you can spread your toes wide. And then again, scrunch up the toes and make fists with the hands and spread them wide. So let's do this a few more times. Scrunching the toes, spreading them wide, and scrunch, and spread, scrunch, and spread. Good. All right, we're going to come to lie down. So checking that the body's in a nice straight line. We're going to come back to those syllables ha and tha as we take the arms overhead in a moment. So just tuck the chin forward, your arms are down alongside you. Again, we make sure we're lying in a nice straight line, not leaning to one side. So exhale all breath. As we breathe in, we hear the sound ha as we float the arms overhead. And we're going to keep the arms overhead as we exhale, hearing the sound fa, and just relax completely. On the next inhale, you stretch fingers and toes in opposite directions. And exhaling, we lower the arms down. So we're going to do this a few more times. So breathing in, we hear the sound ha. We relax and let go as we hear the sound tha. Inhale, hearing the sound ha. And lowering the arms as you hear the sound tha. Good. We'll do 3 more. Hearing the sound ha. And relaxing tha. Stretching in opposite directions. And lowering the arms. So 2 more just in your own time with your own breath. When you finish the last one, your arms are down alongside you. Just take a resting breath here. All right, let's draw the knees in towards the chest. Give yourselves a lovely hug. So still working with ha and tha. On the next inhale, we're going to take the legs up towards the sky. Arms overhead or out to the side, whatever's better for your shoulders. And as we exhale, we stay in this position, hearing the sound tha. Press the lower back down and your heels up towards the sky. Breathe in ha as you hold this position. And on the next exhalation, we draw the knees in, hearing the sound tha. Head may lift towards your knees here. Good. So again, inhale, legs to the sky, arms overhead, and we pause as we exhale, hearing the sound tha. Breathe in, holding this position, and exhale, draw the knees in, perhaps lifting your head to the knees. So let's do 3 more. Inhale, ha. Exhale, tha, holding this position. Breathe in. And breathe out. Keep going. Inhale. Pause as you exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last one in your own time. Make sure you're not hardening the face or the mouth. Good. When you finish that last one, stretch the legs away. And we're going to move into the dynamic leg lock pose. If you've got a strap or a scarf, just have that close to you now, because in a moment we're going to use it to stretch the leg. But if you don't have any props, that's fine. You can always hold the back of the leg. So on your next inhale, stretching both arms overhead, point the toes. And as we exhale, we're drawing the right knee in towards the chest. You might lift your head towards the knee, or you can just keep the head down. So breathing in, stretching long and tall. And again, we draw the right knee in. I'm going to do 3 more of these. Inhaling. And exhaling. Keep going. Now on the last one, we're going to keep the knee in towards the chest and just keep the head down on the mat. We're going to move into a twist. So from here, placing the right foot on your left thigh, left hand to the outer edge of the knee, right arm at shoulder height. And as we exhale, we're carrying that knee across the body. So relaxing your right shoulder. And you can either keep the head in a neutral position, or you might turn to look along that outstretched arm. And breathing. Good. And then let's slowly come back to center. Give that right knee a lovely hug and a squeeze. And now if you do have a strap or a scarf, we're going to pop that around the ball of the foot now. If you don't, you can just interlace your fingers behind the thigh or behind the calf. And we're extending that right leg up. You can keep the left leg extended, or if you want a little bit of extra support, you can just step that left foot up close to the buttock. So just feeling that your head, neck and spine are in a straight line. Chin tucks forward. Don't want the arms and shoulders to be doing too much of the work here. So just make sure the shoulders are drawing down towards the mat. Gazing up towards that right big toe. Pushing the ball of the big toe up towards the sky. And then finding our breath. You might continue working with the sounds as you inhale, ha. And as you exhale, fa. Good. Okay, let's very slowly now and carefully release that right leg down. Just pop the strap to the side, stretch both legs along the mat. So now we'll do the same sequence on the other side. Inhale, stretching both arms overhead, stretch from fingertip to toe tip. And as you exhale, draw the left knee in. Head may lift towards the knee. So 4 more of these. Inhale, stretch long and tall. And exhale. Keep going, breathing in and breathing out. And the last one, we're going to hold the knee in towards the chest. And move into our twist. So left foot will rest on the right thigh. Right hand to the outer edge of the knee. Left arm is at shoulder height. And as you exhale, carrying that knee across the body, trying to relax that left shoulder down. And you may turn your head to look towards the left or just keep the head in more of a neutral position. Sides of the mouth turned up slightly. And breathe. And then let's gently come back to center. Give that knee a hug. And then we'll grab our strap or our scarf or just holding the back of the leg as we extend the left leg up now. So right leg can stay extended, or you might step that right foot up close to the buttocks. Tuck the chin forward again. Make sure the shoulders and arms aren't doing too much of the work here. So that might mean if you're holding a strap, you don't hold it up quite so tight. Actually draw it down so the shoulders can drop back towards the mat a little more, pushing up through the ball of the left big toe. And then finding our breath here. Better to have that leg straight than bent and trying to draw it in closer. So you might even just let the leg go a little bit. You can have a look at what I'm doing if you're not sure. It might be like this rather than doing this. Good. And then gently releasing any straps, just put them to the side. Let's bring both knees in now. Cross your legs at the ankles, a hand on each knee, and making some nice slow circles with the lower back. Good, and then come back to center, cross the legs the other way and circling in the opposite direction. Good, and then we're going to carefully roll over to one side and come up very slowly into a standing position. Just take your time. Up to stand. We're coming into Tadasana, into mountain pose, and we're going to bring the hands into Namaskar Mudra. So first of all, we're looking for a sense of balance and symmetry through the body, and also symmetry through the feet, between both sides, between fronts of the feet, backs of the feet, inner arches lifted a little bit. You might just want to rock back and forth a little bit to find center. Shoulders drawing back and down, skin of the face soft. You might like to close your eyes or just have a soft downward glance. Also being aware of some symmetry, some balance between the front of the body and the back of the body. So not just thinking about left and right sides, but front, as Joan Halifax reminds us or shares with us, soft front. We're looking for a soft, open front and a strong back. Those two working together, supporting each other in balance. Soft front, strong back. Thinking about the front of your body and the back of your body. And also thinking about connecting with the energies beneath the feet. So earth energy, feeling the effects of gravity, support of Mother Earth holding us in this place, but also a sense of what's above the crown top. So also connecting with sky energy or heaven energy, finding balance between those two energies, the flow down and up. While we're here, let's take a moment again to allow the left side of the body to look at the right. What does it notice? So left side looking at right. And right side of the body looking at the left side. What does it notice? So again, left side looks at right. And right looks at left. Just do this switching a couple more times from side to side. So allowing these different parts of the body to communicate, to have a relationship. Good, and then just release this and press the palms of the hands a little more firmly together without letting the shoulders round forward. So keep the shoulders drawing back, pressing the palms, the knuckles of the fingers, the fingertips. So when we work with this mudra, it has a very balancing impact, helping to connect the different parts of us, the different sides. Now let's come back to our breath as we inhale, hearing the sound ha. And exhale, hearing the sound fa. Let's add an arm movement now as we work with these sounds. So on the next inhale, we're going to shoot the arms up towards the sky. So hearing the sound ha. And as we exhale, lowering the arms, we hear the sound fa. So we'll continue. Inhale up the center and above the head, hearing the sound ha. Exhale, hearing the sound fa. Keep going. And then we're going to reverse directions. So next inhale, the arms sweep out wide up above the head, hearing the sound ha. and Tha as the hands move down through the front of the body. So breathing in, Ha. And breathing out, Tha. Let's do 3 more. When you finish the last one, rest the hands back at the heart space, the eyes closed, perhaps gazing at the center of your forehead, Shambhavi Mudra. A deep breath in and side away. Release the hands. I'm going to work with a standing cat. So I'll turn sideways. So feet are going to be hip distance apart. We're going to have a little bend in the legs. Hands rest on our thighs. And as we exhale, we're going to round the back. As we breathe in, chest moves forward, shoulders back, keep the face soft. Exhale, we round. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, we round. So you can keep this slow or you can speed it up. See what feels good for you this morning. You might like to do a couple more of these. And if you've had enough, we're just going to move into a forward fold. So you can keep the legs bent, just let the arms come down. They might be on your legs or they might be dangling down on the mat, or you might hold your opposite elbow. We'll lift up halfway as we breathe in. And as we exhale, lower down. We'll do that a couple of times. So breathe in, lift up halfway. And exhale, lower. And once more, lift up halfway. And lower. And let's just stay here for 2 or 3 breaths. You might like to sway a little bit from side to side. Make sure you're not gripping the toes, gripping the mat. So let the toes be relaxed and loose and long. You might like to blow the breath out through the mouth. Good. And then we'll slowly, slowly start to come up. When you come up, you might like to lift your shoulders up towards your ears and roll the shoulders down the back. Let's do that a couple more times. Shoulders forward, up, and back. Forward, up, and back. Good. And let's do a little bit of bouncing. Feet stay hip width and just start to shake and bounce. And you might like to blow the breath out through the mouth again. Might sway a little bit from side to side. Letting go of anything that might be throwing you off balance. whether physical, emotional, or mental. Let this stuff drain down through the body to be absorbed into the earth beneath you. Good. And then just start to slow that down. And we'll take a deep breath in, stretch the arms up. You might look up. And exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. And release. We're going to step towards the fronts of our mats now, and we're going to go through a couple of rounds of Surya Namaskar, salute to the sun. If you're a bit low in energy, you might prefer to do the kneeling salutes instead, or remember, please, always that you can visualize doing any of the practices. If you're not feeling 100%, you can sit down or lie down and just visualize yourself going through some of the salutes instead of doing them on a physical level. Otherwise, let's come to the tops of the mats. We're standing into Tadasana, mountain pose. So Surya Namaskar, we're working very consciously now with our sun energy, Surya energy, that masculine, heating, invigorating, energizing aspect of ourselves. Let's exhale, release the arms down. And as we breathe in, we hear the sound ha, as we take the arms above the head. And as we exhale, the sound tha. Breathing in, ha. And breathing out, legs bent or straight, tha, as we come into our forward fold. Stepping the right leg back. Now the knee can be in the air like this, or you might bring it down to the mat. And then we're going to move into plank. Body's in a straight line. And then the 8-pointed position. So there's no breath in the body for this particular pose. And then we inhale, hearing the sound ha, into cobra. Bend the legs back into dog, tha. Now let's just pause here for 2 or 3 breaths. And then we'll look towards the hands. So we're going to step the right leg forward, back into our lunge, knee in the air or down on the mat. And then left leg forward, back into our forward fold. Inhale, let's come all the way up. Palms together and exhale. So that's 1. We're going to do 3 more. Inhaling, hearing the sound ha. Exhaling, ha. Breathe in. Stretching the front of the body, and now as we exhale, we're stretching the back of the body. So always looking for that balance. Left leg goes back this time, and then we come into plank. Down into the 8-pointed position, through into a gentle cobra, bend the legs and back into dog. And again, we'll pause here for 2 or 3 breaths. Good, and then looking towards your hands, we'll step the left leg forward and the right. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Breathing in, ha. Breathing out, and folding forward. So right leg back, into plank, in a pointed position, through into cobra, and back into dog where we pause. Looking for even weight here between our hands and our feet. So in every pose, looking for some sort of balance. Even with our breath, while we're moving through this sequence, we're looking for an even inhalation and exhalation. So if we were counting the breath, it'd be the same count for the inhale and the exhale. Let's step the right leg forward and the left. Last one. So left leg back, into plank, pointed position, through into cobra, back into dog, and again we pause. And then look towards your hands, stepping the left leg forward and the right. And exhale. Resting your hands at the heart, eyes open or closed, whatever you're comfortable with. You might even be gazing at your third eye, Shambhavi Mudra, sighing the breath away, softening the shoulders, relaxing the skin of the face. All right, let's release the hands and we're going to work with Trikonasana, now our triangle. And the second time we do it, option to move into Ardha Chandrasana, which is our crescent moon balance. So we've just worked with our sun energy, so we might put in a moon pose. Ardha Chandrasana, it's quite a challenging balance. So if you don't want to do that, you can just repeat triangle for a second time. But if you've got your block or books, that's where you might like to use that to help you with this pose. So if you're not familiar with that pose, you can follow along when we get to it. But first of all, just our regular triangle. So we'll take the legs wide, we'll turn the left toes around. If you've got your block or books, you can pop that down just in preparation, just in front of that left foot. And you can have it down like that, or depending on how, you can play around with the height. Just going to leave that there. And then turn my right foot in a little bit, checking that my left heel is in a straight line with the arch of the foot, just to help with my alignment. And then shoulders are square, heart is open, exhaling all breath. Breathing in as we raise the arms and we turn to the left. And as we breathe out, we lean over and take the hand down. This top hand might be on your hip if that's better for your shoulder. Otherwise, you can extend that right arm up. And either then looking towards your left big toe, forward or up towards your right thumb if that's okay for your neck. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, there's little or no weight in that bottom arm and hand. The arms are ideally in a straight line. And the breath is flowing. So stretching now this whole left side. But not forgetting about the underside of the body, the left side of the torso. We want to keep that a little bit open, lengthening as well, not crunched. Want some space in that underside of the body here, the underside of the torso. Good, let's bring the head to neutral. Inhale, come up. And just lower your arms. Now we're either going to repeat triangle or attempt Ardha Chandrasana. Another really nice way to do Ardha Chandrasana is with your back against a wall. So if you've got a wall there, a bit of room, you might like to be back against that wall now. And it can provide a bit of support as you raise the right leg up. So let's inhale, turn to the left. Exhale, so into our normal triangle first. Now some of you might choose to stay here, that's fine. Otherwise we drop the right hand to the hip, we turn to look down, we step the right foot in a little bit, and then our fingers go onto that block or that support. You may not need it, your fingers might be down on the ground. And then when we're feeling steady, we see if we can lift this right leg up. Just keep breathing. So ideally that right foot is parallel to the floor. We're flexing the foot and endeavouring to open up the right side of the body. So we're turning as much as we can. Looking forward. Extra wobbly today. And that's fine. I'm not taking myself too seriously. We've got to be a balance with this. Have a sense of play, a sense of lightness in our practice, not all hard work and effort and seriousness. That's an important balance to look at for all of us in our lives. You may be extending that top arm up. If you're feeling really steady, you might look up towards that right thumb. Good, and then let's look down, carefully lower that back foot and come up. If you've got your block or hooks, you might swap it to the other side. Turning the feet around. So first of all, our regular triangle. When you're ready, inhale. Turning to the right and exhale. So again, that top hand might be on your hip, or you may be able to extend that top arm up. Either looking to your right big toe forward or up towards that left thumb. And breathe. Good. And bring the head to center. Inhale, come up. And release your arms. So we'll go into that for a second time. When you're ready, inhale. Raise the arms. Turn to the right. Take the right hand down. You may be staying in triangle, or top hand comes to the hip. We turn to look down. We step the back foot in. Fingers to the support or perhaps the floor. And then if we're feeling steady, we might try to lift that left leg up. Trying to turn the torso to the side, rolling that left shoulder back. Flexing the left foot. If we're feeling steady, we might take that top arm up and perhaps even look up and smile and breathe. Good. And then carefully lower the hand, carefully lower that left foot, and let's all come up and release. Step the feet back together, might shake it out a little bit. One more pose standing before we come back down to the floor, another balance. So you might be near a wall or a chair if you like a bit of extra support. So shifting the weight into the left foot, and we're going to pick up the right and see if we can hold on to the knee. Now, if we've got a hold of the knee, we want to watch our posture. Again, we don't want to be doing this if we can help it. So we're trying to keep the front of the body open, in balance with the back of the body, shoulders back, heart lifting, chin tucked in just a little bit. Now you're welcome to stay here, or some of you might be able to reach down for your big toe, left hand onto the hip, and then working to straighten that leg. Now you can do this with your strap or scarf. I'd like to try something a little bit different. If you can't grab onto your big toe, you can pop the strap around the toe, and then you can do something like this and extend the leg out. Shoulders relaxed, lengthening up through the crown top. Good. And then let's gently release. And we'll try the other side. So shifting the weight into the opposite foot and grabbing that knee, draw the shoulders back and down. So you might choose to stay here or reach for your big toe, perhaps with the strap, right hand onto your hip, and we see if we can extend that leg out. And release. Okay. Let's come to lie down with the feet stepped up close to the buttocks. And just sighing the breath away. Body settle down. Feel comfortable closing the eyes, and just take a moment to let, again, the left side of the body to look at the right side, and the right side to look at the left. And just do this switching 2 or 3 more times. So left looks at right, right looks at left. And then just release the practice and take a moment to scan your body from head to toe, noticing areas that feel energized and flowing, as well as areas that may be feeling some discomfort or fatigue this morning, perhaps even numb. And as you scan your body, notice how heavy you feel. So feel the power of gravity pulling you down. Feel yourself sinking down, down, down. A sense of peace and returning home, present within you. And then with the inhale, notice the contrast of growing, expanding, filling yourself with light and love and sun energy. So the breath out slows you down, sinking into silence and peace. And with the breath in, you are floating on a cloud. Sunlight shining through you, expanding and filling you. Floating and sinking. Expanding and contracting. Action and surrender. Work and play. Light-heartedness and seriousness in balance. Life's gentle rhythm. The poet Rumi writes, your hand opens and closes, opens and closes. If it were always a fist or always stretched open, you would be paralyzed. Your deepest presence is in every small contracting and expanding. The two as beautifully balanced and coordinated as birds' wings. So we're going to have a little go at working with bridge. And if you have a block or a thick book, you might like to place that between your inner knees this morning, just to try something a little bit different. Don't worry if you don't have anything, you can still work with your regular bridge. So checking that your head, neck and spine are in a straight line, palms pressed down into the mat. When you're ready, inhale and slowly lifting yourself up. And on the exhalation, rolling yourself down. So a long, smooth inhalation lifts us up as we hear the sound ha. Long, smooth exhalation as we hear the sound fa. Keep going. If you prefer to hold bridge, go ahead and do that. And if you're holding bridge, you might even like to interlace your fingers under the body. Just wriggle from side to side, tucking the shoulders in underneath. And if you have got a block or a book there, squeezing the inner knees to hold that prop in place. When you've had enough, you can gently lower yourself down and remove any props. Bring the knees into the chest and a little rock from side to side. Now we're going to have a go at doing fish, Matsayasana, without any props this morning. So when you're ready, just come back to center, stretch the legs out, roll from side to side and tuck the arms in under the body. So already we've got a little bit of a back bend here. See that the chest, the heart is beautifully open. Feet are flexed, tuck the chin forward. You might choose just to stay here, especially if the neck's feeling a little bit tender this morning. You might just stay here and breathe. Otherwise, we're going to press into our forearms. Now, either resting the head on the mat, or if you know your neck is strong enough, you can lift the head off the floor, pressing down into your elbows, your forearms, breathing into the heart space. Only doing this once, so when you've had enough, gently lower down and you might bring the knees into the chest, a little gentle counter pose. When you're down, there's no rush, just rocking from side to side, and you might like to work with a little twist, just a gentle twist, taking the knees over to the side and to center and to the other side. Just a couple of times. Good. And then come back to center. And we're going to prepare ourselves for Shavasana. So feel free to grab what you need to be comfortable and warm. Come up to be closer to you again. You might sigh the breath away. Settling down, getting comfortable. Allowing the breath to flow in and out now without any sense of control. Allowing each breath to fill you and then empty. Filling and emptying. Coming and going. And just allowing the whole body to drop down into the support of Mother Earth. As you do so, becoming aware of heaviness in every part of the body. So heavy that you are sinking into the floor. Heaviness in your legs, your arms, your head, your trunk. Awaken the feeling of heaviness. Now awakening the feeling of lightness. A sensation of lightness and weightlessness in all parts of the body. Your body feels so light that it seems to be floating away from the floor. Awareness of lightness, as light as cotton wool, as light as a feather. Lightness in both legs, both arms, your head, your trunk. Lightness in the whole body. And now the experience of cold. Awaken the experience of cold. Imagine taking a cold shower in the middle of winter. Feel the cold. Feel the cold in both legs, both arms, your head, your trunk. Feel yourself shivering, so cold. And then awaken the sensation of heat. The whole body hot. Imagine you're having a hot bath or sitting in some steaming hot springs outside. Feel the whole body hot, sweating, hot legs, hot arms, hot head, hot trunk. Awaken the experience of heat in the whole body. Now recollect the feeling of pain, the experience of pain. Remember the pain. Feel that pain. Any pain you have experienced in your life, whether physical, mental, or emotional, recollect the feeling of pain, the experience of pain. Finally, can you allow the sensation of pleasure? Experience the feeling of pleasure, any pleasure which you can recollect, which you have experienced or wish to experience. Maybe pleasure belonging to the sense of taste or touch, sense of hearing, listening, or seeing. Awaken the feeling and experience of pleasure. Now feel the whole back of your body resting on the earth. Feel the back of your body filled with sensation, alive with vibration. And feel the front of the body filled with sensation, with radiant vibration. Pour your awareness like liquid into the right side of your body. Feel the right side. Pour your awareness like liquid into the left side. Feel your left side. And then become aware of the midline of the body. Feel your body as a whole, a complete entity, relaxed and at peace. If you would like to remain lying down, please feel free to do just that. If you are ready to move on into the rest of your day and to carry the gifts of the practice into your day, just start now to deepen the breath. Bring a little bit of movement into your fingers and toes. I'd like to have a bit of a stretch. And in your own time, you can quietly roll to one side and come up to sit. We'll close our practice with one Om this morning if you'd like to join with me. We'll bring the hands into Namaskar Mudra. might like to close the eyes and exhale all breath. Breathing in. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Lovely to see your smiling faces this morning. Lots of love to you all. See you soon. Bye.